Hello mates, my name is Risk and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. This is a game that was made by the creators of Stanley Parable, and it was released recently on Steam. So when I saw the name, the creators of Stanley Parable, I immediately bought it. I did not read really the description. I remember only seeing the trailer, and I didn't really understand what is going on. And I don't know really what to expect, so we can begin the game, I guess. And there is chapters, I see, because you can select chapters. And also don't forget to leave a like in this video if you enjoy it. It really helps a lot. Please make the audio is on. Please make sure the audio is on. And controls. Well, I hope I put it high enough.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable. And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and
Oh shit, my phone. Wait a second.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Kota. Now these games mean a lot to me. I met Kota in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I noticed.
Here, by the way. And mostly it's just Kota learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this?
I don't know.
This is what I like about all of Kota's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Alright, let's
know. That's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Kota starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
Why?
In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Kota. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Kota's first proper game.
Alright, so we were
As each
basically...
game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed.
He talks too much,
This
man.
first one was made in November 2008.
I want to talk also myself, so basically what we are going through is basically the friend of the creator of Stanley Parable, all the games he made, and now we kind of investigate what kind of a person he were through those games. Oh yeah, shooter! Can I shoot? Yeah, I can, but there is no sound effects really. Alright, that's sad. Well,
this game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Kota.
Alright, you actually don't know it, but I very much like Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Oh god. Oh, don't, you won't even, oh, I'm out of bullets, and I can't even reload my weapon.
This game was abandoned mid-development.
Yeah.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Kota thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Alright, so I'm actually...
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Like, if you look outside, you can see like beautiful space background. Then when you look down, you see like the bottom of the map. I'm actually Legendary Eagle Master in the Counter-Strike Global Offensive, if any of you know it. That is a very pretty high level, almost near the last levels, which is crazy. Like, Counter-Strike is such a...
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Alright, thanks. Alright,
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Yeah. Alright, so now I need to...
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Suicide?
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Oh god. I gotta do it. Wait, is there secrets or... No? No secrets? Alright, let's do this. And I'm dead, just like that.
Pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Kota had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Now it feels freaky. Bye! See you later! I'm God now! Well, everything is just...
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Kota identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
That is very cool. I really enjoying this. I really am. Like, playing those games empty, like without the narrative in the background, you know, that wouldn't really be much fun. But when he explains it and kind of gives you an insight of like the one who created it, how... Oh wait.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Yeah, I tried to move and I didn't know why, and then I jumped and walked backwards at the same time, and oh god, why can you only go backwards, man? Alright, the path was behind her. Alright, so this is very interesting. I'm actually really enjoying this. How much time do I have left? Alright, don't worry, I have time left. Oh god, where am I? This is difficult. Imagine a horror game that you can only go backwards. Oh wait.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Kota's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Alright. So... when she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But this is weird. Why she can only go backwards? Or I don't know if it's even a she. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Alright. To confirm it.
It's a short little thought. It says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Yeah, it's kind of the meaning like when games get too long, so it kind of doesn't pass the message that it wants to pass. So the idea of that game being short is like, yeah, I get the message. Alright, wait, I need to read this sign. Oh, I can go like anywhere. You are now entering. Like, I just started walking backwards. Well, is this supposed to be a horror game? Like, right now, is this supposed to be his image of...
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Alright. Nonsense.
Oftentimes, Kota would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Whoa.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
It's really, really weird. Like, didn't he try and ask him, like, why did he thought of making those games? And I can't walk any faster.
Once slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Kota's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Alright, I pressed, and now I'm going to the door. Alright, what's inside here? You walk around talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. Jesus Christ. Play as a pair of floating eyes, emitting footstep noises. A key in one game unlocks a door in a complete separate game.
And nice, and filled with little ideas for games.
Yeah, there is a ton of ideas right here. A game of only posters and concept art
Kota
showing...
would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Oh, okay, I get it. That's why your speed is like getting to a crawl, so it takes you a lot of time to actually reach there. So, alright. Ready, set, fish. That is very, very interesting. Like, why would he make so many games without, you know, sharing them? What, like, was that like his hobby? The narrator said that from the beginning.
This is new for Kota. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Well, I'm just gonna push this and yeah. Alright. The lever should be around here, right? How about this? No, 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 no. Okay. Alright, let's try this and go quickly. Did I solve it? I probably just fucked the game. I don't know. Dude, I think Oh, that is smart.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Alright. That was cool. That is very cool. Alright, let's see. This room is weird.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Alright, let's get a good perspective. That is not the end! There is a totally... Can I get there?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know, but that actually sounds very, very cool. Alright, this level again. So now he's going to explain it to us. Maybe he needed to like convey the first
Aha! So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Kota believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
So basically, you can't only play one game, you need to play all of them to understand, like, actually what it's about. Alright, let's go towards the house. It looks like I'm going downhill.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Alright, I cannot open the door, so we'll try going through here.
To make all of these games, Kota is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Kota's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Alright, now it's a platformer.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture.
Oh no, I missed.
Notice how they seem to stem from an
oh
engine
god.
that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
I don't know, but maybe I was supposed to fall, but I kind of missed that. Okay, I'm gonna fall until the end. And there is more to this level, holy crap. Like, I was supposed to make the jump, but I either jumped too soon or maybe I hesitated at the end. I don't remember exactly. Are you kidding me? There is something in the middle and I can't reach it. Alright, and he's not saying anything about it, so I'll just forget it, I guess. What now? This is weird, like, we just went inside a house, then we fell into like an empty space and now we're inside a building? That is really oh, it closed behind me. That is really weird. It's really weird. Like, okay, so I guess I'm going this path. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going up the elevator. And yeah. This game is so weird. Alright, I guess I'm where am I going? Alright, I'm going up here. And now I'm a prisoner.
Funny enough, in Kota's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind. Alright, let's see where he's taking us.
I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Holy shit, he played all of them? I don't know what the hell happens, like my phone keeps shutting down and it stops the timer, so I don't know how long I have been recording. And I might over-record this, and this video obviously is going to be in 60 frames, so it's gonna maybe go out late, I don't know. When I play games I need to post them in 60 frames because that's like...
Again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Alright. Because I much rather, you know, I'm capable of doing 60 frames per second videos, so I'd rather do that.
What makes this puzzle so special that Kota is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly. Alright.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to do these two parts, because obviously if I'm going to do this in one hit and this is going to be in 60 frames, I might not be able to make another video for today, which is suck balls. So, okay, listen, speak. Oh, it says something.
Kota begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
I need to move the monitor.
Buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Alright, you there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a word stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were those floating color blocks. So, is there a right or wrong answer? Probably not, but what is up there? They probably mean like outside the house. Yes, the word above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzles. I prefer not to tell you. After all, we've just only met. That is weird. Just tell them. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solve it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get... Oh, so they don't know? Did you notice, like, every time that dude speaks, like, his face turns around and it says speaks? So, I don't know if it has, like, a big meaning or something. So, I don't remember how I solved it. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Alright, so all the answers are kind of negative. So they want me to tell them so they can get to the other side. So I'll go with the third answer, which is trust me, you don't want to go there. Oh no, but I do, we need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending, I promise you. There is nothing I want more. What happened? I can go now? Oh, them again. Alright. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to go through? Yes. Yes. No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall space, I actually recall. There is like a black empty space between 2 doors. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Alright, so we're going to go through that puzzle again soon. That game is weird. Why? Why would they ask me those questions? Why would I go here? Why did I...
So we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Alright, someone sent me a message in Steam, so that is unprofessional. I'm sorry. Let's continue going. Alright, are we outside? This is weird. This is supposed to be a prison, not a okay.
I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Kota fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Alright, I'm actually eager to continue this, but we're going to continue this in the next video, so because I've been recording for so long now, and this video is supposed to be in 60 frames. So anyway, thank you mate so much for watching the video. Leave a like if you had fun, and leave a like if you would like to see more of the beginner's guide, and subscribe to RiskRim if you are new to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.